This is the cold and brutal reality of the violence on 6th Street in Kemah.
I got stabbed, and then there was just blood everywhere. He got me 7 times in that little amount of time.
John Shalab will always have those scars from the attack at the Monkey Bar. 63 staples.
They ended up actually having to split me open, like underneath my belly button all the way up to almost my sternum, to make sure he didn't pierce any like vital organs.
A brutal attack that threatened the tourist image the town had built up. Days later, Kemah City Council met, but the stabbing, it wasn't mentioned by the police chief or the mayor. Not in February, March, April, May, or June. They ignored the warning of another horrible night last December when Minnie Scaris was beaten to death in a parking lot near 6th Street.
When is the city of Kemah gonna wake up and say, hey, safety needs to be our top priority? Get rid of the politics.
His sister has accused Kemah of botching the investigation, losing critical evidence. No one's been charged.
Day one, the detective in charge of my brother's case messed it all to hell.
In April, our investigation of the Scaris killing was viewed by more than 50,000 people on Facebook. Still silence from the mayor. In June, City Council started complaining too. An officer had been injured in an altercation. More police calls for drunks.
Like everybody's kind of a little bit trashier now because of it. Like it's almost like a little like mini Bourbon Street.
But Police Chief Walter Gant never told the public just how bad it was getting. Since January 1st, we documented nearly 300 police calls in Kemah to bars and restaurants in the small town. Many of the assaults were never documented in police reports. At least 1 in 4 calls were to one bar, the Voodoo Hut. Robin Collins wanted a special meeting to close the bar down. It never happened. Much of the communication is redacted. Collins is frustrated. The mayor admits she is getting, quote, her ass kicked. In September, a 23-year-old woman is stabbed. But that is overshadowed by what I-45 Now captured a few days later, the scene of a drive-by shooting. Another victim, 23-year-old Luis Ayala, a firefighter from South Houston. Friends are now raising money to help pay his medical bills. This is no longer the family-friendly tourist town it used to be. We raised the stakes. A video called We Are Scared. That's what Kemah visitors were saying online.
And we've had too many incidences in 9 months, and I'm just tired of dealing with it. And I want it taken care of now. This weekend, I want more patrol on. So
I think people need to know we'll do what we need to do to protect the citizens of Kemah. When there are bullets being shot from a gun 500 feet from Sylvia Streeter's house, that's not okay with me.
And we will have the additional officers this weekend. It was mandatory.
The Kemah police added lights on the street. We're told to barricade the street, but only blocking half the street doesn't work. We witnessed the failure. Finally, there were 2 Kemah police officers monitoring the rowdy street. Police had been more short-handed since the coronavirus furloughs, but some of the departures from the department have never been properly explained. An officer was forced to resign after this video documenting the mayor's late-night visit to another cop's house, just hours before her domestic violence incident. His sergeant resigned under pressure too. You concerned that it sort of looks like everyone that may have known about this has suddenly left? No. No, in my long-time investigative world, that smells like cover-up. No cover-up. The city fought release of police reports of that night. And now our investigation proves dozens of incidents are never even documented in police reports. The violence on 6th Street is now part of the November political campaign for city council.
Are we now a town of bars and chaos on 6th Street, or are we home to the boardwalk?
We've been saying it for months. The killing of Minnie Scaris should have set off alarm bells, prompted action, but it didn't. Who will pay?
I will fight every single tooth and nail, every last breath it takes in me to get my brother justice, to get that second victim justice, and to assure the city of Kemah understands safety comes first.